what's up? I'm the Zim. This is the Zim video. This is part 20 of my Rideshare experience video. I'm an artist and musician from Seattle, Washington, currently living in San Diego. I use Lyft as my primary source of income while I just live life and keep it rolling. So check it out, yo. I always go how much I made, talk about my star rating, and then some ideas that came up through the week of my rideshare experience, and let's get started. So here's my how much I made this week. It's $789 or somewhere around there. I only worked a shorter week, which I'll show you in a second with the hours, but that was okay. I feel okay about it. So that's how much I made. Here's the daily breakdown of each day. I did pretty good on Thursday through Saturday. I did pretty good. I think I broke 200 each day. Sunday, I was pretty dead. I was pretty done by the time Sunday. You know, it was 4th of July week. I didn't work 4th of July, so I can't report on what it was like working 4th of July. I was with my kids, and we just hung out and had a barbecue and did that stuff. So, fortunately, I can't give you that information. But it was still a busy week for me. I mean, even though I didn't work, you know, with Lyft, I was doing things, and it was pretty crazy. So by the time Sunday rolled around, I was pretty tired, which I want to talk about more later in the video, taking breaks and things like that. So there's that. Here's the hourly breakdown of, you know, where I actually drove. So I didn't quite make the top tier bonus for the rental program, the $200 bonus. I made the $150 bonus. So I'll put up that slide right now. So as you can see, I didn't make the top tier bonus because I was able to make my peak time drives pretty easily. I made those sometime on Saturday, I believe, but I just couldn't get to the amount of rides I needed to get the top tier bonus because I didn't work most of the week. And it's just a testament to show. So I'm gonna go back to the hourly chart just to show you how difficult it is to make the bonuses, even with, you know, I worked a fairly decent amount of time. I put in like a good amount of hours. I don't know exactly how many hours I put. I didn't write that down. But I put a good amount of hours in, even though I only worked half the week, and it's still super difficult to make the bonus for the rental program. So it just shows that you have to put in a pretty big chunk of time during the week. Weekends just don't cut it all by itself. So let's roll. If you have any questions regarding what I made, how I made it, you can refer back to an earlier video. I think it's video, 13 or 12 or 13. I did a complete breakdown of what I do with my money after I get it. Like, I got deposited $780 plus this week, and what does that mean to me? How does that break down? What do I put aside for taxes? What does it mean that I put aside for gas money for the next week? Just different things like that. Because right now everything I make has to get me through the next week. I don't have any kind of savings or anything like that, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a moment. So you can refer back to it. If you want me to do another complete breakdown, I will. Just ask, and I'll be happy to do it. Just put it in the comments. Say, yeah, do another breakdown or whatever. But that'd be awesome. So, okay. So let's get into star ratings. I'm going to start rolling the star ratings right now. I'll roll through what I made in terms of ratings over the last days I drove last week. And I do want to say, as they're rolling by, thank you very much for everyone that has been engaging to this conversation. It's been pretty awesome to see more comments, more subscribers, and it's pretty much all attributed to this show. So thanks a lot for doing that. So as the star ratings goes by, as you can see, I pretty much held onto a 4.99 for most of the week. On Sunday, I dropped down to a 4.95. And currently today, I'm recording this on Tuesday, I'm at a 4.9 on the app and a 4.92 in the emails. So that's what's going on there. So as that's, I'll leave my star rating up there, and I somewhere in there you saw a batch of reviews that I got, so just so you can see what kind of engagement I'm getting with my customers. I titled this video, one of the titles of this video is how to maintain a 5-star rating, and basically, it's definitely, there's a degree of clickbait to that, because, I don't know completely. I did a pretty good job last week of maintaining the 5.0, and I thought on my app, and I thought I figured it out. Okay, I think I figured out what I thought I figured out was how to engage the customer. Like, I'm the type of driver, as you've seen in my past videos, that I provide service. I believe it's all about customer service. If you want to maintain your 5-star rating, it's customer service, and what can you do to go above and beyond in terms of customer service for your customers. I know there's it's a polarizing topic of what we should provide and shouldn't provide. I'm of the philosophy that do as much as you're willing to do. If you want a good rating, if a good rating is important to you, do as much as you're willing to do and see if that works. And what I'm willing to do is provide water, candy, gum, mint, and cell phone power, and hopefully good conversation, and be cordial with my customers and happy and friendly. And so I thought I figured out how to engage the customer to make them somewhat feel obligated, in a sense, to rate me well, which is the first thing I say when they come into the car is, hey, thanks for, welcome, and I have water for you if you'd like. That's the very first thing I say when they get in the car, and then I say, like, hey, I got dum-dums, and I do this whole, like, talk about what I have to offer them, but I always start with water, because it's like, that's something everybody can appreciate anyways, even if they don't use it or not. So it sets a standard once you're in the vehicle, like, oh, this guy cares about me, kind of idea. And that's what I thought would work, would hold me out. I have no idea why somebody felt it necessary to rate me lower. I don't know. So that now my app rating is at a 4.9 rather than a 5.0, and I do value that 5.0 rating. But I really firmly believe, and I'm just going to keep rolling with my philosophy on it, that I firmly believe that customer service is the key to your rating. There are, and I've mentioned this in the past, there are a lot of superficial reasons that you cannot have any control over. I mean, you may take one wrong turn or something like that, and then bam, they'll give you a 4-star or whatever. And you never know why people rate the way they rate on the app, because they maybe think it needs to be like the most amazing ride they've ever had to be entitled to a 5-star. In some way, like, they have to be, I don't know, whatever, praised and showered in rose petals or whatever. I'm not sure what they need to rate a 5-star, because some people do have really, really high standards. Maybe this happened a few times last week. I had stinky customers in my car, and maybe that smell lingered, and so somebody thought I was unclean, my car was unclean. I don't know. Who knows? There's so many X factors out there, so why people rate you the way they do. But I think if you stay true to always, valuing the customer and being, offering great customer service, and just do that, I think you stand a better chance of having a higher rating. And I've done fairly well. The lowest I believe I've ever gotten is a 4.88, but that's only been like once or twice, and I stay pretty consistently 4.9 and above on the email side. And so that noise is going on in the background. So that's kind of what's been going on with my star rating. That's what I believe in terms of how to maintain a 5-star rating or better, or a 5-star rating. So obviously I update this every week so you can see how I'm doing with that idea, and you can see right now, like as I said, right now I'm currently holding out at a 4.92 is what the last email I got. So, which was disappointing, because you get it in real time when you drive as much as I do. And I look at my app often and look at the dashboard while I'm driving around, and it happens in real time. Like, your rating will shift throughout the day depending on where things happen. So it's pretty interesting to see, like, 'cause like after one ride I could be at a 5.0, and then the next ride I'm at a 4.9 because something happened in that span of time, getting a different rating. So that's what's going on there. So a couple other ideas I wanted to talk about, which is, so I'm changing my, so in the corner, I think I put it right here. I don't know, we'll see where it ended up. I'm doing this like heads up display with, you know, how much money I made this last week, my last week's money I made, you see it there, my current star rating, how many rides I put in the last week cycle. So the two last week cycles are rides and money. The current, right now, as of recording this video, my star rating, and then in the red, I think I put it in red, is my debt tracker, and that's what I wanted to talk about, because I'm working hard to pay off my debt, and I'm trying to see if Lyft, working as much as I do with Lyft, will allow me to pay off my debt. So I want to track that with you, play a little game kind of with you, along with life, along with having to pay rent, having to support my kids, having to do all the things that I have to do anyway. Can I put a significant amount of money of what I make onto my debt? So that's where I stand right now. It's like $9,700 and some odd dollars. That's where I stand right now, and I'm just hopefully over the weeks of you watching these videos, that number will continue to go down. So, and one of the well, we'll talk about that again in a second. But so this week, a couple of other things that came up this week is the importance of taking breaks. Currently, right now, it's Tuesday, and as I already mentioned, last week was really busy and really hectic, and it gets, you know, if I try to put in 14 app hours, like my goal is always to put in as many app hours as I can every day I can, and if I try to go 14 app hours all the way through till the weekend, by the time the weekend hits, I'm just messed up. I just can't function, and it's like it really affects my ability to get the rides in on the weekends, and the weekends is where you need to get the rides on. So I've changed up my strategy, and it's unfortunate because for what I believe I need to survive doing this job in San Diego, you need to make about $150 to $200 a day, and in order to do that, you pretty much have to put 12 to 14 app hours in to make that much money per day. I don't know any other way. I've heard people say they can do, like, they make $100 in 3 hours and things like that. I'm like, how the heck are you able to make $100 in 3 hours doing this job? I haven't figured that out. I'd never get that rhythm. I mean, maybe rarely once in a while. No, that's not. I'm not even gonna say that's true. It's like the average is. I think the average is about 2 rides per hour, 2.5 maybe rides per hour, somewhere in that range. And the average ride, I'd say, is about $10. You know, it's like you're not getting. What would the math? I didn't do the math on what it would be to get 2 rides per hour divided by $100. 6 rides divided by 100. I'm terrible with mental math, so I'm not going to try it. But you know what I'm saying. It's definitely not $10 a ride. That's only $60. So it's like it has to be more, and those are hard rides to find. To get rides that are like, the app would be like, it would have to be almost a $20 ride because Lyft takes their 25%. Hopefully you get some tips on there. It's just like those, and those are long and so length of ride makes a difference in how many rides you can get per hour as well. So it's just like, to hear anybody say they can get $100 in 3 hours, and I've had passengers in my car that drive for Lyft that say they can, and I'm not sure where I don't know. It's not the reality that I've been used to so far. So anyways, in order to make like $150 to $200 a day in San Diego during the day, the way that I do it, it takes pretty much 12 to 14 app hours to make that happen. And that's a lot and that's app hours. That's, you turn it off to take breaks, you turn it off to do whatever. And so it means you're working like, 15, 16 hours, or you're on call. You're like devoted to the job for a really long time to make it sustainable at all. So, and unfortunately, it's just not sustainable to do that 7 days a week. It's just impossible to do that 7 days a week. So I have to take more breaks so that when the weekend comes, I am ready, because Friday through Sunday is where all the money is. Most of the money is on. I can make on pretty average to decent weekends. I can make $200 to $250 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday pretty easily. It just flows and it can happen. But if I'm out of it, if I'm tired, if I'm like struggling to stay in the car and all that stuff, you can't. You got to turn the app off. So I'm starting to take Tuesdays and Wednesdays are going to be my weekends. I'm just going to take them off, rest as much as I can, do some projects of my own, just go do whatever, and then see what happens. So And so unfortunate because I really desperately want to work all the way through all 7 days, but I just know now that I've been doing this is my 20th video, so it's been 25 or so weeks of me doing this because I haven't made a video every week. And I've discovered that it's really difficult to, at least for where I'm at in my life and what I do, like having my energy divided between work, kids, my own projects and things. It's really difficult to work that much and not take any breaks. And I've gotten comments about it before on the videos and online and different things. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays I'm just gonna take off. Maybe I'll sneak in a few rides here and there, but I'm not gonna work like all day at it at all. So we'll keep up on that. Just the importance of breaks. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're thinking of being a full-time driver, consider that you need at least 1 full day. 2 would probably be like a real weekend. Give yourself a real weekend somewhere along the week, and probably during the week would be better because the weekends are where all the money is. So consider that, factor that in, because health and safety is important, and make sure you're taking care of yourself so that you can get the money when the money's there. So, and just factor that into your equation when you're thinking about doing this full time, especially if you're thinking about doing it full time. That's that. And then the last thing, two more things I think. I had my first drive-through experience. So I picked up some people and they wanted to go through a drive-through. They just got done drinking and having a good time, and it was a really great drive-through experience. I had 2 drive-through experiences. The first one, they tipped me like $19. Oh yeah, and this last week I got the biggest. I got like $20 in cash tips this week, which is pretty rare for me. I don't usually get a lot of cash tips, but they tipped me pretty good. And they bought me it was Chick-fil-A. We went through Chick-fil-A drive-thru and they bought me a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So that was a great first drive-thru experience. And that happened again like 2 days later. I took somebody through a drive-thru and they didn't offer me anything. So I've decided from here on out, if somebody asks, I'm going to say like there's a drive-thru tax and you have to buy me something if they want to go through the drive-thru. I'm just going to be straight up about it. So that's my idea. Drive-thru tax. If you want to go through the drive-thru, you have to buy me something, or at least give me a tip. She didn't get, the second person didn't even give me a tip. So it's like, you want me to go through a drive-thru and you're not even going to tip? Yeah, nah, I don't think so. But anyways, so that was my first drive-thru experience doing that. And then what else? So referrals. So debt tracker. I talked to you about my debt already a little bit. One of the ways that you can help is if you've discovered this video because you're trying to find out what it takes to be a Lyft driver, a rideshare driver, a Lyft in particular, because that's what I drive through. And you want to start yourself, use my referral code ZIM200, and we both get bonuses. The bonuses vary depending on the area that you're in. I currently have somebody in Denver using it, and I have somebody in San Diego that's signed up that hasn't started driving yet. So, and as I told you, you can see, like, if you sign up, I get a little notification that you use my code, and I see your progress, like if you've applied, if you've completed all the requirements, and if you've started actually taking drives. I see that on my app. So I can kind of keep track. And then currently right now in San Diego anyway, it's like $940, I believe, somewhere around that, of a bonus. And the way it works is it's per ride. Like you can get up to $900 and X dollars, with like, it's like $2 and some odd cents per ride that we both get, I think is how it works. Because that's what's happening right now with the referrals that I have. They're giving their drives, and they're I get this little bonus, and this last week was awesome. I got $113 in referral bonus because of it, and so it was like, it's so awesome. It's a game changer. So it's pretty rad, but that'll go a long way. If you decide to use my code, it'll go a long way in helping me reduce my personal debt. So that'd be awesome if you can help me out that way and use my referral code. It'd be sweet. We both get bonuses. Everybody's happy. Alright, that's really it. And then, so the last thing, I am an artist and musician, as I said at the top, and I make this handmade clutch. It's on Etsy, Etsy.com, or Etsy, yeah, AlexanderThomas2015.Etsy.com. You can get yours. Use Lyft20 as a discount code for 20% off if you want one. I have them in black and white, and there's a bunch of other ones. So check it out. I'm just about done with this video, so thanks for watching. If you have any questions for me, be sure to post in the comments and subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Alright, I'll talk to you again next week. Peace.